What's up, mi gente? Welcome back to Boricua Tactical. On today's video, we're going to be talking about plate carriers, kind of what plate carrier should you choose, for the civilian, right? Especially what's going on recently and for the past few years, especially like after COVID, plate carriers, body armor has gotten more popular in the civilian market. And especially recently with what's going on, I get a lot of questions on, hey, what should I buy? What kind of plate carrier should I get? What kind of plates I should get, etc. So I kind of want to talk about that in today's video. Before we get into it, I just want to say thank you for all the support. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with a friend so we could build up, the community and the following. I really appreciate the support, and hit that notification button so you get notified of new videos. Let's get into it. So I have a few videos on my channel when we're talking about, plate carrier setup, loadouts. I'm not doing that today. I've taken pretty much everything off my plate carriers. I just want to talk about, different plate carrier choices, and we'll get into plates a little bit. When we're talking about plates, we'll get out of the way right off the bat. Really depends on what you're doing with them. I really feel a level 3 plate is pretty much the way to go civilian base. It's going to get you, protection against a handgun, against, 5.56, things of that nature. I don't necessarily think you need level 4. Now, this is a budget thing. So if you have the budget, you don't mind spending the money, go for it. Get whatever you want. Will say, even if your budget is low, I don't agree with steel. I think there's a lot of, good priced options when you come to ceramic plates. They might be on the little heavier side, but steel is going to be very heavy. So I don't suggest steel. I suggest ceramic. And with all the companies out there, you could get decent plates for not, well under $1,000. When I was, working and on the SWAT team, I had Defender plates. They were super light, but they were super pricey. The department, gave me a stipend for that. Once I left, I ended up, having to give them back. I passed that on to a junior member. And I'll tell you, the level 4 I have in my plate carrier that right here are RTSs. They were probably about $600 for the two. They're not super heavy. They're about 5.6 pounds. And they were, like I said, under $600. And then on my other plate carriers, they're level 3s. So you could get good plates out there for not too much money. That's my suggestion there. I'm not going to say, don't get level 4s. You could get level 4s. The cheaper you go, the heavier they're going to be. Try to get something that has, some good information out there with, stopping penetration, deformation, and all that. But again, you don't have to go level 4. I do say, when you're going to get plate and plate carrier, this is not something I say, hey, just buy and kind of throw it in the closet. You're just going to whip it out for that kind of SHTF. Although a lot of the questions I get, that's kind of what they want. They just want to get something just in case. I really feel that, especially if you've never worn kit in your life, you really need to train with this, put it on, get used to it, take the dog out for a walk with it on, get used to the weight on. You definitely train with it. You should absolutely train with it if you're going to get into it. But when it comes to plates, that's my suggestion. I would not get steel plates. Guys will say, well, I don't want to spend a lot of money. There is some companies out there that make ceramic plates that are, a little bit on the heavier side, but, you could get 2 plates for $400. Sometimes even a little cheaper. Just do the research on that end. But we're really going to talk about plate carriers in today's video. So let's get started with that. So first and foremost, I'm going to start with my Shaw Concepts Arc V2. I've done a video on this guy, all loaded out. Like I said, I pretty much took everything off of it except some things that are mollied in because I didn't feel like unmollying them. But when it comes to a plate carrier like this, just know that this is something I got when I was working. It's a load-bearing plate carrier. As you can see, it has a lot of attachment points, a lot of molly. The cummerbund is a lot thicker. 2 molly in pouches to have more of a loadout, to have more kit around you. The back of the panel has a lot of molly, so you could do a backpack setup or back panels. This is something that I'm not suggesting don't get. Just know that if you're looking for a plate carrier to just throw on, have with you on the car, kind of be concealable, this guy's really tough to conceal. You have big shoulder pads. It's not concealable at all. I do not wear this if I want to be kind of concealment. Do I train with this guy? Do I have it 100%? Because I had this loaded out for work, and since I'm not working anymore, my loadout has changed. Again, we're not talking about loadout, but I believe that if you're looking for a plate carrier that you want dual purpose, hey, I want to have something that for that SHTF situation or an active shooter, or if something's going on, but I also want to train with it, be able to build up as kit as I go and get attachments, then something like this is the way to go. The Shaw is on the higher price point. They're a very great company, awesome plate carrier, but you're gonna spend about, 500 bucks on just the plate carrier, so it's an investment, but you'll have it, you know, forever. This is really good quality. Just know that if you're just looking for a plate carrier that you want to, kind of be concealable, you want to be have it in the car, throw it on, throw a hoodie over and be low key and not look like you're wearing body armor. This isn't the guy, right? This is something that you're going to be wearing over. It's to have kit on and be out there. People are going to know you're wearing kit. So this is more load bearing. Like I said, a lot of attachment points. If you're going to be wearing comms, you're going to be having GP pouches on the side. You're going to have a big, different, a bigger, more placard with admin pouches. This is something that you're getting to build out and load out. I'm not kind of steering you away from that. I'm just showing you this as the first option. This is kind of the biggest setup. This has my level 4 plates in it. Usually I have the PCP pack, which is their, like a backpack system with it. I have a very loaded out placard. Like I said, I used this when I was, doing SWAT team work, and I've kept it even though I'm retired now. I train with it when I'm training with some guys, if we're doing like PSD, detail training, or we're just training as a group. Let's say you're in a community and you guys have a, like a self-awareness group that you guys get together if something was to happen in your community, and you guys want to continually train together, be able to communicate with comms. This is a great option because you could get it what is kind of slick like this, but add on to it and build it out to how you want it, how much protection. If you want to put side plate panels on it, you can. But again, it's for that kind of purpose. So whether, there's a lot of companies, I'm just showing you Shaw, Cry makes one, right? There's the Faro FCPC, there is the Spiritus systems. So there's options, but this is in the load bearing style, right? So you're going to be load bearing, you're going to have a load on it, you're going to be putting a lot of things on it. So this I would steer you away if you're just looking for a plate carrier to be more concealable, more slick. You're just looking for something to have protection, keep it with you in a bag. God forbid something happens, you could throw it on, be protected. You have to, get to your family, or you have to, something's happening, you want to be, protected in, with your family if something's going down, some civil unrest, etc. I wouldn't go with something like this unless you're getting this specifically for, like I said, building it up and training, and you got a group of guys, you're doing that kind of thing. So this is the load bearing kind of setup. Like I said, this has my level 4 plates in it. This is kind of the system that I have that weighs the most when it's all set up with all my, placards and all that. That's why, I've upgraded the shoulder straps on it. So it's something that, is more for like a mission specific type setup. All right. So that's the Shaw Concepts Arc V2, guys. I've done a video on this completely loaded out, but I'm just showing you the carrier as it is, kind of slick. Even if you were wearing it slick, which you could have it just like this and have plates. It's a bigger setup, right? The cummerbund is much bigger. It's covering a lot of area. Super hard to conceal. I would never attempt to conceal this guy. It just wouldn't happen, right? So moving over to a, oh, sorry guys, that's my ringer on my phone. Moving over to what I think is a great option is the Javelin Concepts 2.0. This guy, I've done a video on it too, but I had it all loaded out. This carrier, I really think is a great option because it's kind of in between a completely slick style and a load bearing. So this guy right now has level 3 plates in it, and they're pretty thin plates. This is probably my lightest setup. This completely set up, even with my placard and all that, is about 10 pounds with the plates. They're level 3 plates in here, level 3 plus. The plates are about 2.9 pounds each, right? The plates on this guy are top loading, but what's cool about this guy is the straps, the shoulder straps aren't too big. The cummerbund on the side is elastic. It gives you some molly, so you still have some attachment points, but it's not super, super robust, a big, like you saw on the Arc V2, the Shaw Concepts. You have the same Velcro here to add placards, but if you want to keep it slick. Now, this guy could be concealable with a hoodie. I've done it. And that's why I say it's a good in-between. This is something that if you want to get into it, want to stay on the slick side, but you say, hey, Carlos, I want to also, train, build up, be able to, kind of have it as a load bearing. I want to add, a bigger placard if I train. I want to add some GP pouches for, whatever the case might be. This gives you that opportunity because you have that elastic cummerbund with molly. You have a lot of laser cut molly front and back on this placard. Super comfortable, really easy to wear, but again, concealing it is a little bit of a chore. You would have to wear some layers on it. Like, you're not throwing it on over kind of just like a shirt or even a sweatshirt and concealing this. You're gonna see the outline of the plates, and there's just no way around it. But not like this guy. This guy's impossible to conceal. This guy's kind of in between. Javelin Concepts, really nice quality plate carrier. Price wise, little less than a Shaw. It's about $400, but really high, like I said, high quality material, very comfortable. The straps are very thin and not on the slick style. They give you some padding under here, but you could take it out. It's just double sticky padding, so if you want the straps to kind of not show or imprint, you could take the padding off it and just run the plates. Super easy to throw in a bag, have on you, just throw on if if a SHTF situation is having, and you have plate protection there. And again, like I said, you could build this guy up if you want to have pouches ready to go, a back panel for that kind of training and that kind of a mission set. So the Javelin Concepts 2.0 is a JTAC 2.0? I believe it's JTAC 2.0. I'll put in the video the exact model of it. Great in-between option. I wear this guy a lot. This is my active shooter setup, so I keep it with me in my truck in a bag. I do run a placard with it, but this is the kind of thing you could throw like a quick little like shingle on it, just to if you need some rifle mag pouches. You could keep it slick if you just, like I said, you want to throw it on, keep it in your truck with you, in your car, in a bag. So this is a really great in between the full load bearing and not the full slick style, which we're going to get into next. It's kind of like an in between. So check out the Javelin Concepts. Do other companies make one similar to this? Yes. I don't really have any examples to give you. Maybe in the comments somebody could let me know what's similar to this guy, but this is what attracted me to this plate carrier. I had what we're going to talk about next, which is my Ferro Slickster. Kind of had that in the car set up for active shooter, super slick, but I wanted something that I could also build out a little more and also be able to keep it on the slick style, and that's where this guy came in. I really like that the plates were top loading, right? They really and I really like that it's super comfortable when it's when I'm doing any training and it's super hot outside. This guy doesn't hold the heat, doesn't hold a lot of heat. It's very like ventilated. Like again, I didn't get a lot of hot spots. Super comfortable, and I love that it had this elastic style cummerbund, which really hugs you, but it gives molly points just in case you do want to attach some things to it. I don't have much. I don't have anything attached to it. I keep it slick, but I do run a placard on this guy, and a knife setup. Like I said, it's stripped for the video, but this is a great in between. You're probably looking, like I said, about $400 for the carrier, and then whatever plates. Again, I'll just talk about the plates. These are ceramic 2.9 pound plates, but the set of these cost me, I think, under $6. It was about $500. They were from Maverick Tactical. They had like a special level 3 active shooter plate, super light. I can't say enough about this guy. This is a great in-betweener if you want to get into that. As far as I'm showing you a lot of Ranger green, because my SOP was Ranger green. But again, you could get these in whatever color. Like if you want to just get black to be able to conceal, like if you're wearing black, you could get it in black. You don't have to go colors. I'll talk about, just because we're on colors, I do think, even though a lot of guys go multicam, I'm not a big fan of multicam. I think it distinguishes, it kind of makes you look military. If you're in the military, go for it. I like Ranger green, I guess because I'm used to it and it fits what I did as law enforcement. I still, work with departments, so I have, my ID panels if I have to put it on, and if something was going on, I would throw it on, and I would be, distinguish myself kind of like law enforcement, but I have that background and I'm involved in that. So, just know when you're choosing color, if you're looking for kind of like a color that's not associated with a agency or a military thing, then yeah, I would stay away from multicam, Ranger green. But you could get coyote brown, you could get black, gray. Those are all colors that are kind of more on the civilian base, in my opinion. So that's the Javelin concepts there. And now we're going to what I think is the most concealable here, is the Ferro Slickster. These are upgraded shoulder pads, so it just has like a thin strap. This has level 3 plates in it as well. As I was saying before, this guy was my active shooter plate setup. Easy to conceal. This guy you could throw on with a bigger shirt, and it does print a little bit, but if you're just wearing like a backpack and just walking around with jeans and a sweatshirt, you cannot see this guy. Super simple. It's just two nylon plate bags with a neoprene elastic cummerbund. They do give you some cells in here to put rifle mags if you need to. I put my cell phone in here. You could even put a radio in here, so you could add things to it. It doesn't have a ton of molly options. This isn't something that you would get for as a load bearing setup. This is a complete slick style. So if you're talking about something that you want to be concealable, keep it slick, my options would be like a Ferro Slickster or this Javelin concepts. If your one thing is, listen, Carlos, I just want something to be concealable. I live in the city. I want to be able to throw it on, put it under. I want nobody to know. I have body armor on. I want to keep it very low key, kind of that gray man thing. Then go with a slick style plate carrier. Their T-Rex makes them. Ferro makes them. Cry made one. I don't know if they still do. I forget the name of their slick style, but there's a few out there. This guy, as far as budget wise, is the least expensive. I think it was $169 for the plate carrier with cummerbund front and rear. Not the shoulder pads that you see here. These were just upgraded because they're comfortable. And I train with the kit a lot. That's when you start seeing, hey, hotspots. So, that's why I suggest wear this, train with it. You're going to see things that you're going to want to upgrade in it because, you start getting a hotspot while you're wearing here in the shoulder. So upgraded shoulder pads are usually needed, but they do print more if you're looking to conceal the plate carrier. But it's a simple setup. You do have Velcro here in the front where you could throw, a pouch if you need to, admin pouch to keep things, or any ID panels that if you want to have. You also have Velcro here where you could put a placard on. I do have a placard for this guy that's just 3 elastic kind of rifle pouches, and if I don't have any magazines in there, they collapse in, and it could still be concealable. So this is a great plate carrier. Again, same type of plates, level 3 pluses. These two guys are probably about the same lightweight setups that I have, but it's just a slick plate carrier that you would just have for concealment, to kind of just have body armor to just protect yourself. Now, I know there's some states that don't allow you to have body armor. I know my state, you're allowed to. I don't know. I think New York might not let you. I'm not sure about that. So always check with your local laws. I don't know why they don't allow it. It doesn't make sense to me, but just, make sure with that. I suggest that I think everybody should have body armor available to them, especially with what's going on in the world. It's something that I feel is a must. But again, check your local laws. So the ferro slickster is a great option to have if you want to be super concealable. You might say, hey, Carlos, I only have maybe about $500 to put into this. You could definitely get a ferro slickster and two ceramic plates. You're probably going to be in that 500-600, maybe just a hair over $500 when you get into it. But if you find some deals, or you could find a secondhand ferro slickster, there's not a lot out there. People keep these plate carriers because they're great. I've had this for a few years, and besides, I just upgraded the cummerbund. That's the only thing I had to, because it was getting ripped up. These things hold up great. So again, that's kind of the options, right? So it's going to be like super slick, kind of like an in-between, like I showed you in the Javelin Concepts, or the super load bearing, kind of for, just kind of training, or if you're in a department and you're looking for, a carrier to kind of mimic what you have at work for home, the Shaw Concepts Arc V2 is going to be my suggestion. And what I'm showing you on that load bearing style, an in between the super slick and load bearing, is this Javelin Concepts 2.0. Love this guy. That's why I really attracted to me. This took place of this when it's my active shooter. This is what I keep with me at all times. And I still have this guy because if I wanted to be concealable, maybe I don't want anybody to know I have body armor on, maybe something's happening, I have to get a family member, in the city, and I want to be low key. I just want to throw a sweatshirt over this, and not look anything out of the ordinary, or give attention to myself. I'd wear this guy. So those are the three options, right? I know these are so-called name brands. There is a lot of companies that kind of mimic these that are on Amazon. If that's what you could afford, that's what you could afford. I always tell people you're better off having something than nothing. So I'm not knocking. I just prefer to get, I feel like you get what you pay for. So I like getting, not the brand names, but the names that I know that are tried and true. A lot of reviews out there, very well-made materials. One of my buddies there's a company on Amazon that kind of like mimics ferro. I don't know the name. If I remember, I'll put in the video. But his started falling apart. Like the stitching started coming apart very, very quickly. But it looked identical. Like I couldn't tell the differences from his or mine unless you saw the tags. But his stitching and all that. So the materials are less. But if that's all you can afford, so be it. I prefer that you get into, a plate carrier protection, training with it, kind of having all that, than not having it at all. Or some guys will say, listen, buy it once, cry once, buy once, or whatever. So save up your money. You want to get into body armor, just, save. So know you need kind of a budget for your plates and a budget for your carrier, and then kind of choose the carrier that you want that, will satisfy like the needs that what you need. If you need something that's going to be super concealable, you need something in between, or you want something all out load bearing, you're going to start training, you got a group of guys that want to, start doing CQB together and really go in that style, you have some options. Just wanted to show you guys my plate carriers and kind of why I chose them, and hopefully that helps you guys out in choosing a plate carrier. If you have any questions, please hit me up. Let me know what you guys have. Let me know what, if you like slick styles or you like load bearing. Always interested in seeing other people's setups, always gives ideas and all that. So I appreciate you guys. Be safe out there. There's a lot of stuff going on. Be vigilant. Keep your head on the swivels, guys. And I will see you on the next one. Dale.